There's two big chairs here. Where do we sit? Your Excellencies, members of the Facilitation Committee, members of the media, I'm delighted you could find the time to join with me this morning for this press briefing. I wish to begin by reading a statement on behalf of the ministers who have been specifically tasked to deal with the Somali matter. And I want to make a statement with regard to an emerging tension between Somaliland and Puntland. The emerging tension between these two administrations has a potential of degenerating the region into an imminent conflict, as well as undermining the positive conclusion of the ongoing Somali consultative meetings at this hotel, as well as the reconciliation conference in general. This tension is raising deep concerns both within the IGAD sub-region, the continent, the international community, and particularly indeed within the peace process. On behalf of the IGAD Ministerial Facilitation Committee, I would like to call upon both parties to exercise maximum restraint and shun from plunging the region into a conflict that is clearly avoidable. The IGAD Ministerial Facilitation Committee is confident and stands ready to offer its assistance by way of mediation to avert the possibility of war. Similarly, I would like to call on the United Nations, the African Union, the European Union, the League of Arab States, and indeed the entire international community to use their good offices and prevail upon the two parties to refrain from any acts that would escalate into a fully fledged conflict, which obviously would have the effect of derailing the ongoing consultative meetings and indeed the entire peace process. Thank you very much. That indeed is why I called for this press conference and press briefing, and perhaps I could take one or two questions. But before I do that, let me say that the consultative meetings are going on extremely well. We are delighted with the progress. And although the idea of a retreat was not generally acceptable because of the military connotation of that word, leaders have been fully engaged with each other. I know that President Abdi Kassim, for instance, has been able to meet nearly all of the 20 leaders who have been the backbone of the Baghdadi process. And I also know that the Ballad group have also been meeting. And so these talks are going on very well. And we expect in the next 2 days maximum, we'll be calling for a press conference to report progress. It is our intention that as soon as that happens, effectively phase 3 will begin. And our intention in the region and the international community is to see, as quickly as is practically possible, return to normalcy in Somalia by way of forming a government, which government will then take its position in Mogadishu. So we are not sleeping. And I want to thank all the members of the IGAD Partnership Forum for their continued support and presence at these consultations. Call them proximity talks. You may not have heard of a plenary, a discussion as such, but I'm satisfied that the leaders are properly engaged. President Kibaki is fully briefed about what is going on, as well as President Museveni. Both leaders say that as soon as everybody is ready to go back to Baghdadi, they will be there to launch the final phase, which will involve the formation of an administration, of a government, which will have the legitimacy internationally recognized as such. Because after that, we'll have to really let everybody know we have Ambassador Form representing the AU, we have Ambassador Tubman representing the United Nations Secretary General himself, we have a representative of the Arab League, we have even member countries. Ambassador Ongaro has been with this process, representing the Italian government. We continue to thank the Swedes and the British for supporting us at this particular consultation, and all others who have been engaged. Thank you, Ambassador Kiplagat and the team, Ambassador Faye, because you have similarly remained fully engaged. That is what I wanted to say for now. On behalf of my colleagues, Minister Farah would have been here, but he's also similarly engaged. Our friends in Kampala are also with us. So that is what I wanted to say for now. If there be any question, I'll take them. I forgot to mention Rafaeli, who has been also a pillar in this whole process. Yes.
My name is Graham Ferrer, I'm from the BBC.
Yes.
This should have been a 10-day retreat in Mombasa.
Yes.
It wasn't in Mombasa, and it wasn't a retreat. And from what I can tell, the leaders haven't been speaking all together in one room. And meanwhile, there's been increased tension between Somaliland and Puntland. Can you be more explicit about the reasons for your optimism?
Well, you had me say that because of the military connotation, we did away the word retreat and settled for leaders' consultation. Now, and we also didn't go to Mombasa, you're quite right, but we took a decision to remain at this venue. And so what would have happened in Mombasa is what actually has been happening at this particular venue. And with regard to progress made during the consultations, I'm very optimistic. With regard to the emerging hostility between Somaliland and Puntland, you have heard me mention that all of us have a duty to ensure that these hostilities do not break up, do not begin. And so therefore, we're in touch with everybody. Minister Farah, for instance, is talking to President Goulet in Djibouti, and so that whoever has influence on the situation will feel obliged to do so. Because we think that if hostilities break up, we will not be able to come to a successful conclusion of these consultations. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Minister, you are getting some documents from the parts of the so-called retreat from yesterday, and they were very different. They were very different in especially resolving the Somali crisis. Everyone was presenting different papers to you from yesterday, and you are still feeling optimism about that.
Just give me 2 days and share with me a sense of optimism. So don't begin to say so-called, because we moved from that reference. So give us 2 days. The leaders are working very, very hard. Indeed, I'm expecting arrival of 2 others today. That goes to tell you that whoever is left out feels that they might miss the boat. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
from the BBC as well. I was wondering whether they could give us a few words in Swahili about the tension between Somaliland and Puntland.
After this,
okay.
Ama niseme tu kwa kifupi kwamba zote twahisi kwamba tusipohakikisha kwamba hali ya uhasama haitokei baina ya Puntland na Somaliland, huenda juhudi ambazo tumezindisha katika kikao hiki zikakosa kupata mafanikio. Kwa hivyo umesikia nikisema kwamba yule ambaye anaweza, yoyote yule ambaye ana uwezo wa kuhakikisha kwamba uhasama utokei, achukue pahala pake na kuhakikisha kwamba hawa ndugu wapigane, kwa sababu mapigano yakitokea bila shaka hatutapata mafanikio katika kikao hiki. Na kwa hivi sasa tumepiga hatua kali kubwa sana, kwa sababu viongozi wenyewe wamekuwa wakizungumza baina yao, na natarajia kwamba baada ya siku 2 tunaweza tukatangaza matukio. ambayo pengine yatakuwa ya kuridhisha. Another question?
Main cause between Somaliland and Puntland, the same one that has been from before, or
Sorry, I'm not getting you.
the tension that's recurring now, is it the same one that has been over the years, or there's something else?
Well, we don't want to comment on the details. In fact, the object of this media briefing is precisely to try to avoid the details, because we don't even want to apportion blame. What we are saying is this should not occur. And we are speaking with one voice as a region, as an international community, because it will have the effect of effectively derailing what is actually going on so wonderfully. Thank you.